Hi, this video is going to be a different one because we are going to dive deep into some advanced tools in ArcGIS Pro. I'll teach you how to use Model Builder to accomplish many repetitive tasks at once. We'll also be creating new custom tools. So let's get started. I have my ArcGIS Pro opened here. I'll create a new map project. Click on map and then name your project. I'm going to name it Climatological Maps, W for workflow, and I'll save my project to my location. You can save it wherever you want. That's where I'm going to save it. Let me just save it here. Yeah. And I want to create a new folder for that. Okay. Yes. Now while it's opening, you might have already downloaded the climatological map from the World Clim. If you have not, or you want to learn how to do this, you can refer to my previous video. I'll put a link to that video as well. So I've already downloaded all this data, 10-minute data of minimum, maximum, average, and all this data. But to process them, clip them, and prepare map for each one of them can be very time consuming, and so wouldn't it be great if we could automate them all? So that's what we're going to do in this video, in this exercise. So we have the maps open. Let me show you my data. It's here, the precipitation data. So there are 10 maps, sorry, 12 maps referring to 12 months. We'll be using only 1 month for our data, so we can do that. After you download the data from the website, from World Clim website, then you can get all the zip files. Like I have all these 8 zip files. I've extracted them all, and that's why I get these extracted zip files here. So since we're doing analysis for only January, then we'll be collecting some of those data only. Let me copy it. Let's separate the data that we need. Let's create a new folder. Let's call it World Clim. I've copied and I'm pasting the precipitation data. Similarly, we'll be using this data as well, solar radiation, and actually let's separate this just to make the copy and paste easy. Yep. Precipitation data, solar radiation data, and temperature average, temperature maximum for January, temperature minimum for January, and it's vapor data, and we have the wind data as well. Similarly, we have the biological. Nice. So altogether we have 8 data. Processing each one of them could take a lot of time, so we are simply going to build a model. It won't take much time to build a model, but for this just so that you can learn, I'll go slow with it, Hey, just a quick reminder, just so that you don't get errors when processing, please rename the files. Please remove the dot from these files. So we can just remove this WC and everything. Just keep the 10 from 10 meter. Do the same for everything. Okay, I got an error because it's open, but yeah, so do the same for every file. Remove the file name where there is dot, because ArcGIS does not accept that kind of file name. So I've done it for every file. Now you can continue. Let's go to okay, catalog, and then expand your toolbox, and you can see there is no toolbox, nothing in there, right? So we are going to prepare something. Let's go to geoprocessing and then write clip raster. This is our data, but we don't have a batch clip raster, so we're going to need more, right? So we are going to right click clip raster and batch. We'll be creating this new tool, batch tool. Let's save the batch tool, and we don't want to do that. Click next, and it's saved. You can see your saved custom tools in here. Similarly, we'll be using another tool called raster to point. If you see my previous video, we have used each of these tools to accomplish this same thing manually, but now we are going to do this faster. And next we'll be using IDW to interpolate. Batch, save the batch tool. Okay, so our tools are ready actually. I don't see the other tool. I'm sorry, did I forget to is the point to, yeah, raster to point. I think I forgot to save it. Save the batch tool, yeah. And next, good. Now we have all these three tools that we'll be needing. So before we start building our model, let's copy this file, the required files, word climb folder. Let's copy it here in our project. Also, since we'll be using raster data, so I have downloaded from Diva GIS the admin boundary, so I'm just going to use this, copying this to my folder again, or you can always go and download it from the Diva GIS website. So I have the admin boundary of a country, and then I have all the climate data that we need. So everything is ready here. Now what we're going to do is change the environments from here. Let's go to environments. In environments, now we're going to let's see, output coordinate system is going to be the same as the layer, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's change the extent. Let's change the extent to, if we had already imported the data, then it would be easier. Actually, I tell you what, let's import the data. Let's import our necessary data in folder admin boundary. Let's import our admin boundary, and just for demonstration purpose, let me also import this precipitation data. So we have these things and we want to clip using our admin boundary, but this time we'll be doing it a bit differently. Now in environments, let's change a few things. We'll be changing the extent to npl admin boundary, and in the where is the mask? Actually, you know what, let's search. Yeah, there we go. Mask in our there we go for the mask npl boundary admin boundary. That's going to be our mask, and everything else should be okay. Let's press OK. Now let's build a model. This might be something new. You might be doing this for the first time. Okay, let's click model, and what we're going to do is first we know that we'll be clipping the raster, right? And then after we'll get a raster, we'll clip it, and then after clipping the raster we'll convert the raster to point. We know that as well, right? And then after converting raster to point, then we'll be running the IDW. So that's what we're going to do. So let's connect. If you click this select, then you can, the connector appears. So that's what we're going to do. Let's connect all of these, and we can manually give the inputs one by one, or there is a tool. Let me introduce you to this tool. To this tool called iterators. So what we're going to iterate, we're going to iterate through rasters. Let's add this tool. Okay. So the rasters, where are the rasters? If you double click it, we get an option to select the workspace. Let's browse and select the workspace. Our rasters are in this folder. So all the rasters in this folder, we're going to use them all. Raster format, you can change to TIFF, or you can just let it be. So in this way we will get each raster, it will iterate over each raster, and it will send each raster to batch clip if we connect this. Okay, we have connected this as well. So it's going to iterate over each raster and send it to the clip raster, and then through clip raster it will give the process for batch raster to point, and then from raster to point we'll have batch IDW, and then we get the final outputs. There's one more thing that we should change. That is, in batch IDW we want to change the Z value field to grid code, because that's what we're going to use. In the previous video you might have noticed we've changed that as well, right? We want to change the names a little bit because it's too long. Let's change it to IDW underscore name. That sounds good. And for the clip raster as well, we'll change it to, call it just clip underscore name. So underscore name, that's actually a variable. So there we have our model ready here. Once we run it, we will have all the 8 maps as output at once. But if we don't want to manually import them all, you also have this option to right click and add to display. So in this way we'll have all the IDW maps in our project here at once. So are you ready? I hope you are. Let's go to model builder and click validate. Our flow is okay. Then let's run the flow. After the flow is completed, you can see in your table of contents all the data, all the final outputs. Let's go to map and observe, analyze each one of them. At first we see the bio, we turn it off and we see the wind data, Also we have here the vapor map, minimum temperature map, maximum temperature map, average temperature map, and this is the solar radius map, and we have the precipitation map. In this way, at once we have created the map of every climatic data. Now we can simply go to insert and click new layout and create a new layout. Before that, let's go here and actually let's go here and in insert we'll go to map frame and click the default extent. Let's create the map. I want to move it a little down. Yeah, let's do that. Looks good, right? Let's try to zoom to layer, and let's put a better fixed scale. Yeah, there we go. That's our map. So what you can do is just insert the title and the legend, and simply turn on only one layer and export that. So that way you can export each of the map layers easily at once. So that's introduction to Model Builder. There's a lot we can do with this tool. I hope you love this video. Like and subscribe for more content like this.